But of course, then the palace react because she's behaved appallingly by not telling the palace what she's going to do. And I think the most interesting story is the Reitman story. Reitman's is like a Marks and Spencer's in Canada. And I got the most...
7 years old. In a Newsweek article that looked at this very same question, it looked at what her sister, Samantha Markle, has said. Samantha has called out many of her lies. And about her age in her books, maybe she was trying to play older then, who knows? Sometimes you want to play older when you're younger. But yes, this was a mistake and it was not picked up before publication. And that has prompted many people to then run with this and say it's true. It's not true, guys. It's not true. All of the evidence...
You thought Meghan's biggest secret was just leaving the palace. Think again. Tom Bower, the royal bloodhound with a nose for scandal, just sniffed out something so big even the palace wouldn't dare whisper it. This isn't gossip. It's a revelation waiting to explode online. Just when everyone assumed Meghan's secrets were safely buried under marble floors, Bower went digging again, and what he uncovered could shake the royal world harder than any tabloid headline ever has. People are already losing their minds over it, and the story is far from over.
Talk the way he wanted to talk about his subjects like Africa and things like that. And they both needed each other. And I think to that extent, for Harry, it was a wonderful gift, a match made in heaven, and also for
Deep in the dusty archives of 17 magazine, a 1997 issue suddenly blew the internet wide open. There she was, Meghan Markle, age 21. Looks normal at first, right? But officially, she should have been 15 that year. 6 years unaccounted for, enough to make anyone spill their tea and question everything. Either 17 had a psychic on staff or someone's math was seriously off.
So, Meghan's own sister corroborates the official date as per Google. A lot of people, though, say that Samantha Markle had since revealed Megsy's true age in her court documents as part of the defamation suit against her that's happening. This is false.
A 6-year gap? Not a typo. A mystery that's begging for popcorn, Reddit theories, and TikTok detectives running wild. Fans couldn't stop theorizing or debating endlessly online. Royal followers went into meltdown mode. TikTok sleuths, Reddit investigators, even casual royal watchers started connecting dots that never lined up before. Was Meghan lying about her age? Was it part of a Hollywood makeover? Or is she secretly older than we've been told? The confusion is almost cinematic. Bower didn't brush it off as a simple mistake. He called it a revelation that could rewrite everything. If a tiny magazine blurb from the 90s can throw her whole timeline into chaos, what else in the Duchess's carefully curated fairy tale has been rewritten or polished? The questions keep piling up, and no answer seems straightforward. Meghan's silence? Telling. The Duchess of Sussex might really wish that old 17 magazine issue had stayed buried forever.
Yeah, she lies a lot about her stuff. We've caught her in so many lies. Her own sister has come forward, her family, everybody is exposing the lies that she's been telling. And it would only make sense that she might lie about this. Would it be such a big deal? Is it true? Well,
every royal fan now has their eyes glued to social feeds, searching for clues in every photo and old interview across decades. Let's rewind to 1997. The Spice Girls ruled every radio station. The internet was testing everyone's patience, and teen girls across America flipped through 17 magazine, the holy grail of youth and dreams. Among beauty tips and celebrity crushes was a name no one thought twice about back then, Meghan Markle. But that tiny detail under her name would shock hearts 25 years later. Age 21. Wait, 21? If her birth year is 1981, as the royal biography insists, that would make her 15, not 21. Where did those extra 6 years come from? Time travel? Or was someone already rewriting her Hollywood story before it even began, shaping a narrative? Bower says this wasn't a typo. He believes it was the first crack in a carefully polished image, the opening line of a much bigger pattern.
Each other's weaknesses, or did they strengthen each other?
Well, I think they're both very needy people, but the point is, I think that Meghan was on a manhunt, and she carefully researched all his strengths and, more importantly, his weaknesses. And when that moment came when she first met him, she's an actress after all, she could reassure him that she was the one he was looking for. And he was desperately looking for somebody. He was
And it makes sense. The archives have been sitting quietly for decades, waiting for someone sharp-eyed enough to notice this anomaly, quietly watching as time went by. Royal watchers smelled something big. Social media instantly turned into a forensic lab. Old photos, school records, interviews, all of a sudden suspicious. Fans couldn't decide. Did Meghan age backward like Benjamin Button? Or was she fast-forwarding through time with a PR team managing every detail, controlling every narrative? Either way, that single line in 17 magazine became the royal world's newest obsession and Meghan's worst nightmare. And it only gets more complicated. Even her father, Thomas Markle, has quietly raised an eyebrow. Thomas isn't just any dad. He took her to school, watched her in first plays, and saw every audition struggle. If anyone knows Meghan's true timeline, it's him. And according to Bauer's findings, even Thomas admits some things just don't add up. He remembers her teenage years vividly. The acting classes, graduation, small TV gigs. But when compared to the public timeline her team promoted, it feels like two completely different lives playing on separate screens, like parallel worlds colliding. He's hinted before that certain milestones never match the ages she claimed during early auditions. Graduation years, first roles, they all seem adjusted. And it's not anger, it's that quiet disbelief only a parent feels when the math doesn't add up. Thomas isn't calling her out to be cruel. He's puzzled, like he's watching a movie where the main character's birth date keeps changing between scenes. If even her father's memory clashes with the public record, then what exactly is real? Because one thing's for sure, if anyone could expose the truth about Meghan's timeline, it's the man who watched her grow up, or at least thought he did. Tom Bauer isn't your average royal reporter. He's the guy who shows up to a garden party with a magnifying glass instead of a teacup, always hunting for secrets others wouldn't dare sniff out. When others whisper, he investigates, and when he caught wind of that suspicious 17 magazine issue, he knew he'd struck pure gossip gold, the kind of story tabloids dream about but rarely print. Bauer started digging like a man possessed. He pulled archives, double-checked interviews, and cross-referenced Meghan's official biography with her old Hollywood mentions. The deeper he went, the stranger it got. There it was in black and white. Meghan Markle, 21 years old in 1997. According to her official birth year, she should have been 15. That's not a rounding error. That's a full life chapter quietly missing, slipping through the cracks of her public persona. Bauer reportedly called it one of the strangest inconsistencies he'd ever seen. And that's coming from a man who survived royal feuds, palace cover-ups, and decades of secrets that would make most people faint in shock. He didn't stop there. He lined up childhood photos, school records, even quotes from Thomas Markle. Every trail led to the same bizarre conclusion. The timelines didn't just blur, they clashed violently, like two parallel realities colliding. It's almost as if someone quietly edited her history to make her Hollywood rise look fresher, younger, and more relatable. And knowing Bauer, he won't let this rest until every dusty record, forgotten interview, and obscure footnote is dragged into the daylight. If Meghan thought her past was safe behind royal walls, Tom Bauer just reminded her, the truth doesn't need a crown to shine, and no archive is ever truly safe. Let's lay this out like a royal crime scene. Timeline 1. Meghan Markle, born August 4th, 1981, Los Angeles. That's the official version plastered on royal websites and celebrity bios. By that math, she's 44 in 2025. Tidy, polished, all very Duchess of authenticity perfect. Timeline 2. 17 magazine, March 1997. Meghan Markle, age 21. If we go by that number, she'd have been born around 1975 or 1976, putting her closer to 49 or 50 today. Ouch, that's not a typo. That's a decade of carefully managed image. The difference? 6 years. But in Hollywood and royal circles, 6 years can mean the difference between a fresh new face and an aging starlet. Suddenly, the young woman supposedly breaking into acting in her 20s looks like someone who'd already been in the game under a different label. Fans who once believed in the sweet California girl meets Prince story are now side-eyeing everything. Did the palace know? Did Harry know? Or was everyone reading from a script that forgot to update the timeline? Once you compare those two timelines side by side, it doesn't look like a mistake anymore. It looks like a makeover. Not the kind you get at Sephora, but the kind that rewrites an entire life story for maximum appeal. Some might say, who cares about a few years? But in Hollywood, that math decides who gets the role and who gets ignored. Youth isn't just a number, it's currency. Casting agents have an unspoken rule. The younger, the fresher, the more marketable. So if Meghan was truly 6 years older than claimed, it changes everything about her late bloomer fairy tale. The official story paints her as a young, up-and-coming actress who landed roles in her late 20s after years of hard work. But if Tom Bower's math checks out, she wasn't a fresh new face breaking into Hollywood. She was a seasoned woman reshaping herself to fit an industry obsessed with youth. It's not shocking, it's strategy. Hollywood practically forces women to play this game, but Meghan didn't just play it. She might have rewritten the rulebook entirely, turning age into advantage. And that's why this little age mix-up hits differently. It pokes holes in her carefully curated brand, the one built on honesty, empowerment, and relatability. Because when you've built an empire on authenticity, getting caught with a 6-year mystery hanging over your birth date isn't a good look. Tom Bower didn't just question a number, he questioned her entire Hollywood origin story. And the moment he did, that relatable underdog image Meghan loved to sell suddenly started to look like a well-rehearsed performance. When Tom Bower starts digging, you know someone's PR team isn't sleeping that night. The man doesn't just write, he dissects. And once he caught wind of that suspicious 1997 magazine listing Meghan as 21, he pulled the thread like it was the royal curtain itself, ready to reveal every hidden detail. He went back through old interviews, high school records, archived photos, muttering something's not adding up. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. The dates looked like a Sudoku puzzle scribbled during a blackout. For instance, Meghan once claimed she graduated from Northwestern in 2003 at age 22. Cute. Except if that magazine listing is real, she would have been around 27, meaning she didn't just graduate late. She might have rewritten her own timeline entirely. And Bower didn't stop there. He started lining up her modelling gigs, early TV cameos, even her charity work. Every date began bumping up against the supposed 1981 birth year, like bumper cars crashing at the fair. Now, this isn't some harmless calendar confusion. It paints Meghan as someone who could rewrite the past, like she's editing a script. And let's be real, if anyone in Hollywood could pull off a rebrand that slick, it's her. But Tom Bower calling it out publicly, that's like tossing gasoline on a fire she thought had long since gone out. Suddenly, Meghan wasn't the victim of bad press. She became the mystery woman whose age might be the biggest royal secret since Diana's tapes. Once Bower dropped that bomb, the internet went feral. Twitter transformed into a full-blown crime scene, and commentators suddenly became forensic analysts, armed with magnifying glasses and attitude. Everyone dug like they were auditioning for CSI Royal Edition. Old classmates chimed in. Wait a minute, we were the same age and I'm pushing 50 now. Others found yearbook scans and blurry red carpet photos from the early 2000s, zooming in like, does she really look 23 to you? It became the Meghan Markle age Olympics. One side defended her like she was Mother Teresa, shouting, age is just a number, while the other practically built conspiracy boards with red strings, sticky notes, and a magnifying glass permanently glued to the wall. Memes started flying. Meghan's real age became the Rosetta Stone for online historians, breaking social media algorithms and forcing them to recalculate Markle time. It was chaos, but glorious chaos. Through it all, Meghan stayed silent. No statement, no clarification, just that signature tight smile that says, I'm not addressing peasants today. And of course, that only made things worse, because silence in the age of the internet is blood in the water. Fans demanded answers. Critics doubled down. Her birth certificate became the hottest royal document since Harry's visa saga. At that point, it wasn't about whether Meghan lied. It was about how far she might have gone to keep the truth under wraps. And honestly, the internet lives for that kind of drama. When the story hit the headlines, Buckingham Palace did what it always does best, pretending they can't hear the peasants. You can almost imagine the courtiers whispering, "Age scandal. What age scandal?" as they nervously polished silver spoons. But make no mistake, they noticed. Behind those palace walls, gossip was hotter than the Queen's corgis on a summer day. Meghan's alleged age mystery wasn't just numbers. It poked at the royal institution's biggest fear, losing control of their carefully curated image. They'd already survived her Netflix deals, Oprah confessions, and that Spotify fiasco. But a possible rewrite of her birth year, that's a new PR level entirely. Migraine-inducing. Insiders claim palace aides exchanged frantic emails about how this might affect the monarchy's reputation. Heaven forbid the Duchess of Drama added 6 extra candles to her cake. Meanwhile, royal loyalists online had the field day of the century. Maybe that's why she and Harry left. They didn't want to celebrate her real birthday at the palace. One joked it was the Royal Age Rebellion. Of course, the palace never issued an official statement. They wouldn't dare, but sources say even William raised an eyebrow while muttering something about selective transparency. In the end, the royals did what they do best, stayed silent, smiled for the cameras, and let the media do their dirty work. But trust, behind closed doors. This little age twist had everyone clutching their pearls like the royal scandal just walked through the room. Tom Bower didn't just expose a date, he cracked open a whole new narrative, peeling back layers of Meghan's carefully crafted Hollywood and royal story. Social media went wild, forums exploded, and even casual royal watchers felt like detectives on a mission. For Meghan, that might have been the one scandal she couldn't control with a camera crew, a perfectly staged appearance, or a tearful monologue. At least not this time. Fans are buzzing, and the theories aren't stopping, so smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this with everyone who loves royal drama, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.